Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Elkins, Senator Girdler, Senator Mays Bledsoe, Senator Meredith, Senator Tishner, Senator Webb, Senator Westerfield, Senator Wise, Vice Chair Rocky Adams, Chairman Carroll.
Here. We have a quorum and are duly authorized to conduct business. We have two bills on the agenda for today. The first bill is Senate Bill 240 to be presented by Senator Cassie Chambers Armstrong. In my understanding, this is the first bill that the senator has presented before committee. No pressure at all, Senator. And if you would, please introduce yourself for the record and your guest also, and you have the floor, ma'am.
Great. Thank you very much. I am Cassie Chambers Armstrong. I'm the senator for the 19th Senate District.
And I am Megan Hamilton. I am an aspiring foster mother.
May I proceed, Mr. Chairman?
Please proceed.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, committee members, for allowing me to speak today about Senate Bill 240, which will decrease barriers to families who wish to participate in foster care. We desperately need more foster families in Kentucky, and Senate Bill 240 can help us do just that. One of the ways that our state currently supports foster families is by providing child care support to families who participate. These subsidies help foster families so that they can both work and open their home to a child in need. Inability to afford child care should not be the reason a person who wants to provide a loving home to a child cannot do so. Current regulations require a person to work outside of the home at least 20 hours a week to qualify for this child care support. But the interpretation of this regulation is inconsistent, and some have interpreted it to mean that families that are teleworking do not qualify for child care support because they are not physically working outside of their home. This means that for these families, they cannot afford to become foster parents. Senate Bill 240 merely clarifies that remote work, verified through the usual processes that we use to verify employment, can qualify for a child care subsidy. It's a small but needed change that will make it easier for more people to be foster parents, and I'll note that the Cabinet does not object to this bill. With that, I'd like to introduce Ms. Megan Hamilton, who is the impetus and inspiration behind this bill, to talk a little bit more about it, if I may, Mr. Chairman.
Please proceed.
Thank you for letting me join you today. As Senator Chambers Armstrong said, I am Megan Hamilton. I'm married to Tim Hamilton. And as a teen, I knew I wanted to adopt because I babysat for a family who had adopted children. When I was 22, I was driving home one day, and I suddenly envisioned two children, a brother and sister, waiting on the courthouse steps for me to pick them up. And that's the moment I knew I was going to be a foster mom. I began preparing to provide for my foster children by earning my master's degree, building a successful career, paying off my debts, and moving to a better home. I was prepared to be a single foster mother until I met Tim. His parents fostered 15 children of all ages, and he has two adopted siblings. Like me, he follows Jesus and believes it's our moral, God-given responsibility to care for children until their parents can do so. Foster care is how we are choosing to grow our family and help others. We attended an informational meeting on February 5th of this year, and the social worker said that to qualify for a child care subsidy, we must both work outside the home. I work for a company in Las Vegas, and this may come as a surprise to some of you, but marketing writers do not make enough money to commute by private jet, so I telecommute. We were told we would not receive child care assistance because the law is unclear as to whether telecommuting counts as working outside the home or not. This is a barrier for us and for other families like us. The Kentucky Child Care Maximum Payment Rate chart says that in 2022, child care could cost up to $840 per month in Bullitt County, where we live, and even more elsewhere. Many Kentucky parents self-report paying $800 to $1,000 per child per month.
We have a motion and a second. There were a couple others that had signed up to speak, Scarlett Thomas and Jacqueline Thomas. Are both of you ladies speaking in favor of the bill? Yes? Okay. With that being said, we do have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Rocky Adams.
Aye.
Senator Chambers Armstrong. Aye. Senator Elkins. Aye. Senator Girdler. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Aye. Senator Meredith.
I'll explain my vote, please.
Please proceed.
I just want to thank you for this. I think this could be called a workforce modernization plan because it reflects the new world that we live in. I appreciate you bringing this to our attention. Thank you.
Senator Tishner, Senator Webb, Senator Westerfield,
May I explain my vote, Mr. Chairman?
Please proceed.
I vote aye. I agree with Senator Meredith. I appreciate the bill, Senator, that you brought forward. I will be in court remotely today. I will be in court remotely again tomorrow. I will be in court remotely once again later this week. I will continue to do that even when I'm not in this legislative seat anymore, because it's how I end up practicing law at least a third of my time. There's no reason why this shouldn't already be there, and I'm happy to help advance the bill that makes that a sure thing. So I appreciate it.
Senator Wise, Chairman Carroll.
Aye. On a vote of 8-0, bill passes with favorable expression. I think we're going to pass on consent since this is your first bill. That way you can present it on the floor. Congratulations, Senator. Next, we have Senate Bill 255, an act related to social work, sponsored by our illustrious committee chairwoman, Senator Julie Rocky Adams. Senator, if you would, please introduce yourself for the record and your guest also, and you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Julie Rocky Adams. I represent Senate District 36.
I'm Michelle Sanborn, president of the Children's Alliance.
And Michelle can talk a little bit more in detail about what this bill is, but I kind of wanted to set the stage a little bit because it's a little bit different about how this bill is before us. We have been grappling with the telehealth issue in the Board of Social Work since September in the Administrative Regs Committee. When the regs were brought forth, they were insufficient for our child welfare providers and our community mental health providers. So we recommended deferral so that they could go back to the drawing board and figure it out. Every other discipline has figured out how to do telehealth in this Commonwealth, but for some reason we came to a real impasse with the Board of Social Work. They continually did not listen to our child welfare providers and our community mental health providers. So after going back and forth for multiple months with no resolution in sight, our concern was that if we don't codify these regulations so that our child welfare providers can actually take care of the kids across this state in a more efficient and effective manner, then we're going to miss out on our opportunity to really protect how we do telehealth in this space. So that's why the bill is before you. Unfortunately, I didn't want to be here to have to do this, but I think it's really important that we take care of this statutorily, since the Board of Social Work will not listen to us regulatorily. So with that, I will turn it over so she can give you the details of what this is.
So the Children's Alliance is here today to support Senate Bill 255. Senate Bill 255 provides guidelines and requirements necessary to meet the requirements of House Bill 140, which was enacted in 2021. It safely expands the delivery of healthcare services via telehealth by licensed social workers. It ensures training and guidelines around implementation of telehealth with clients. It improves access to healthcare services provided by licensed social workers, and it better protects and meets the needs of Kentucky citizens that need behavioral health services.
And we're open to any questions that you may have.
We have a motion. Any questions? Is there a second? We have a motion and a second. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Rocky Adams,
Aye.
Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Elkins, Senator Girdler, Senator Mays Bledsoe, Senator Meredith, Senator Tishner, Senator Webb, Senator Westerfield, Senator Wise, Chairman Carroll.
Aye. Vote of 8-0, bill passes with favorable expression. Do I have a motion for consent? So moved. Second? Second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. 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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. Consent passes.
Thank you, committee.
Congratulations, Senator. Thank you, ladies. Before we adjourn, Charlie, Kathy, I have a guest here today from Marshall County who's going to be shadowing with me. Charlie, can you step forward, buddy? Welcome, and I'm looking forward to having you here today. And Charlie's mom, Amy, brought him up today, and he will be spending the day with me, and I'm honored to have him today. Any other business to come before the committee? Seeing none, motion to adjourn. We stand adjourned.